other different types of bows, such as Mongolian and traditional. With recurve, you have a riser, 2 limbs, a string, 3 stabilisers and a sight. The riser is made of aluminium to dampen the shots and also make sure it's strong and reliable. The limbs are made out of wood infused with carbon fibre on each side. The string is made out of Teflon with 2 knocking points to where to put your arrows. These stabilisers are made also out of carbon fibre with these little rubber balls on each end to dampen the shot. The sight can be moved up and down on here depending on what type of archer you are and how far you're shooting. With this type, you stand side on, and I'm going to shoot that way. You lift up the bow, grab the string with 3 fingers, and pull back to the bottom of your chin. With this, then you would release the shot and it would go that way. This type of bow is commonly used in the Olympics, and also it is used highly in other types of competition. Now I'm going to talk about Mongolian bows. This bow isn't commonly used in archery because it is not very accurate and it isn't very well known at all. This bow, as you can see, is a funny shape and very short. It's because the Mongolians used to use these on horseback, so they had to be able to move around quickly, shoot whatever was coming their way. Also, as you can see, this bow has no shelf on it where the arrow sits. For this bow, you have the arrow, you push it onto the knocking point, and it literally just rests on your hand as a shelf. This makes it a lot easier to move around, and also you can shoot it on either side, so it's a universal left and right-handed bow. This bow, behind the nice bath mat effect, has wood underneath, and that is very good for pulling it back easily, and it's very reliable for when you want to shoot. Now I'm going to talk about the equipment you use. For this, for archery, you normally have a quiver, and as I showed earlier, you have arrows. This is one type of arrow. It's aluminium with feathers on the end and a small knocking point. The next one is still aluminium, but it has plastic fletchings on the end and also a big knocking point. That's used for recurve. This is then a wooden arrow. It has feathered on the end, big knocking point, and this is used for traditional bows. Then you have the quiver itself. This sits on your hip to keep all the nice and arrows near you and your equipment by your side. In this, we have what you put on the fingers to shoot the bows. Now this is a very traditional looking finger tab. It sits on the end of your fingers, like so. As you put it back, fingers round. Now I'm going to give you a brief introduction on how to shoot each bow. Starting off with a recurve, this is used traditional GNAS style. So you stand sideways straight on, say I'm shooting that way, hold the bow firmly with your left hand or right hand depending on which hand you shoot with. You grip the string with 3 fingers, you would level yourself up and you'd bring the string right underneath your chin and rest it underneath your chin bone and looking straight down the centre of the arrow. Now, for traditional bows, such as the Mongolian, these use a cant. As you can see, that's level, and I cant it over. This is to keep the arrow actually on the bow. You still stand sideways on, but at a slight angle. When you stand these, you bend your left knee a little bit to sort of settle into the shot, and as you pull it back, you bring it back to your face, so your middle finger goes to the centre of your mouth. This helps to get the line of the shot much more in line with your body, and also to help you shoot straighter. With the traditional bow, the traditional bear bow, you have a shelf, so you don't need to use your hand. So for the canting, with the Mongolian, you cant it quite a lot. This, depending on what distance, but you cant it over about 15 degrees from where vertical is. This, you stand sort of 45-degree angle to where you want to shoot, settle right in and lean into the bow. This helps you get lower, and your centre of gravity means you're a lot lower, so you can shoot a lot straighter and a lot smoother. This, you pull back to the centre again, to the corner of your mouth, and you'd let go. This helps improve accuracy when hunting or